What up? What up, peeps? I'm sorry, man. I guess I gotta get this set up first. Hey. Okay, what are you doing? It was right there, dude. I was right there before. This little tarot spread of mine. Fuck it. This little tarot spread of mine. I put it out. I put it on a post the other day. I'm gonna try to just do like a quick reading. I don't know which the fucking camera. So I have one other thing open on here. You guys in there? You in there? Normally I get really sidetracked, and my ADHD is this whole thing. It can be fucking intense, and I get really sidetracked. But you know, as I'm learning more about the tarot deck and from certain readers that I really appreciate, it has a story through it. So I'm going to try to do more of a quick one. I'm going to do a quick one, and let's see how it goes. This is from the one that I pulled the other day, and I was going to do it that same day, but I got a lot of shit going on. So should I show them all first? I'm just going to go through them. When I pulled them out just now, I had them backwards. I was like, I don't remember them being like this, because I pulled out the Hierophant first. I'm like, that's not the fucking right one. But this one is Star, Aquarius. This is like one of the most fortuitous cards in the tarot deck. The star and the sun, which is 17. 18 is the moon, which sorry, this camera's fucked up, dude. I'll figure something out. But whatever. Right now it's just about doing them. It's just about doing them and getting them out. The moon is often connected with deception. Actually, most of the readers that I've seen, it's like Pisces and deception. Even though it's interesting, because there's two dogs on it. There's two dogs on it, or a dog and a wolf sometimes, and a scorpion. There's usually like a Scorpio coming up out of the water. Do I want to fucking sidetrack? This is thinking about the two dogs, dude. This is my tattoo on my wrist that I've never mentioned it before. It's a Celtic knot. It's kind of grainy right here. Sorry. In the original, when it was like a lot of the line, it was my first tattoo, and a lot of the line work is pretty messy. It was pretty messy, and you know, there's a lot of hard angles. There's a lot of bones there and different shit that they were going over. But the two dogs. I don't know if you ever heard this. The metaphor. It's they say it's like a Native American story, generally. Fucking screen, dude. Or camera. There's like the grandfather, and he's talking to his grandson, and he's telling him the story about the two wolves, and how there's like two wolves fighting inside him all the time, and the grandson's like, well, which one wins? And he's like, whichever one I feed the most. There's like the light one and the dark one. And that's what this represents in me, is from my early years in addiction, and some of the consequences of my actions and my choices. It's a good reminder. It's there for me all the time. Two dogs, not even on this card, but card 17 is the star, pouring the water. Age of Aquarius. 17 is a very lucky number, but the star represents like really. It's like one of these destiny cards, you know, and 4:44 on the clock, right when I'm saying that. The Age of Aquarius, which is really active for all of us right now, and Pluto in Aquarius And I think a lot of us can feel that there's like timelines, major timelines shifting in fucking like every department right now. But the star, for me, the star has been it has been an extremely important card, and it's been this pisses me off now. It's been coming up like nonstop in the past year, almost in every single reading, and it represents my daughter. It comes after the Tower, which is like destruction, and I have the tower in my astrology chart is I have Uranus and Scorpio in the 4th house, which is ruled by Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, and and the emotions. And so all of these themes, as I've learned tarot more, as I've learned my chart in more depth, and then started learning tarot this year, it's like the level of depth and the richness of meaning and the validating of stories that I pick up all over, not just in my life and in the collective, but in my family, in my lineages, in my history. You know, as I've learned a little bit about some of my family, my grandparents, especially my grandparents of light, who have been major protectors during this season of the last couple of years. But it's freaking, it's so fascinating, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy learning this system. And the star, dude, the star comes up over and over and over and over and over again in like almost every reading. And it's a major arcana. So it's like the major arcana cards don't generally come up as much. And all the readings I've been watching for like 6 or 8 months. I mean more than that now, because it's like July and August is when I found a channel that I really like and was like deep diving or just listening to it a lot more regularly. Chiron Intuition being the dude. He's fucking such a badass dude. And then Tara's Divine Intuition, like later in the fall. But again, the people, it's like these people are like the readings they give are just so freaking accurate, like on point to my life and to what's going on. And so it's like confirmation, and the more my intuition comes back online, and the more depth I learn in all of these related skills, just like more and more confirmation, dude. It's fucking magic. It is. It's one of the most magical things, but it's completely mundane as well. It's just like anywhere you start paying attention, God is speaking to you. God is speaking to us, non-stop. I guess, yeah, I know I've gone off on a tangent, and I do this like pretty much every fucking time I try to do any kind of tarot read, but it's so meaningful to me. It's so meaningful to me because it's saving my life. It has saved my life multiple times because I got ahead of shit that they were doing, and I found out shit that they had been up to. And this was in like March of last year when I found out about destiny swapping, all this like crazy shit that these like satanic narcissist, like crazy cult motherfuckers get up to. Yeah, and it was through intuitives and through tarot and through astrology that I found out about all this shit, especially tarot and intuitives was huge. But I've gone back and put together a lot of the pieces too because of astrology. And the reason I love it so much is because it overlaps with astrology. And so I can start to draw these inferences through the threads of what's going on in my life and validate it by that. And so the star, and because I'm a pretty quick read for numbers, and so when these things come up over and over and over, I know that the chances of it happening are infinitely nil. Like these things couldn't come up back to back like this, as they have been in readings in my own, in ones that I'm watching, things I see on YouTube. It's crazy. It's just crazy stuff, and it all makes sense. It all makes sense when it's just another language, dude. It's another language that you can learn. Tarot, I think tarot and cards is, it's a lot of languages. It's a group of languages in a way. There's like the main deck, but then there's a lot of other what's the word I'm looking for? Oracle. There's a lot of like other oracle methods and styles and stuff like that, but just getting down the basic tarot you know, I'm a year and a half into it at this point, and just, just was feeling pretty solid with a lot of it. Kind of right now. I'm starting to get there towards the end of last year, but the confirmations just keep coming in. It's 10-10. Confirmations just keep coming in. Just keep validating everything that I'm seeing, everything I'm reading. So, anyways, now we're 10 minutes into this, and I've fucking given one card. Apparently, my plans are not going to work this time around. But the star is like hope, faith, purpose. It's kind of one of these like it's like a destiny card. It's like a destiny card, and if you're dealing with like narcs and destiny swappers and shit like that, they're not gonna have their way. They're not gonna have their way. So keep your eyes on the prize. 9 of Cups, Pisces also. But this represents wish fulfillment generally, and especially in the emotional realm. So the destiny is still incoming. Your hopes and wishes and dreams are going to come true. And 9 of Cups is often, there's one card above, which is 10 of Cups. But 9 of Cups and 9 of Pentacles are like wish fulfillment, dreams coming true. But it's based on your work and based on things that you've done. And then the 10 sometimes has an element of that, but it's also like the 10 and the ace both have an element of like divine intervention in it. It's like it's getting dropped onto your life, like mega blessing from God. Depending on which suit it is, 7, 8, and 9 in the Cups and the Pentacles are good cards, and the 7 and 8 both indicate like a long season of working towards what you're doing. And then the 9 is like fulfillment of that cycle and of your wishes and your dreams and your work and your hustling and stuff like that. But good 2 cards to come out. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is often seen as like a younger person, like a child energy. It could be an inner child, or it could be an actual child, or it could just be the Knight is usually more of a messenger card, but the Page can be also, in traditional in traditional European cultures, the Page was the bearer of the armor and the weapons and stuff like that for the Knights. So they usually traveled also along with the Knights. Page of Cups bringing in good news. Something having to do with emotions. Again, the cups, the suit of cups, was like from the hearts, from the traditional deck, which was hearts. Water and earth. Creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy surprise, dreamer, sensitivity, and new love. That's definitely Cups. That's followed by the 5 of Cups, which is connected with Scorpio. And usually 5 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles are 2 of the, quote unquote worst cards to get and indicate disillusionment, regret, failure, disappointment, and kind of being, when it's Pentacles, it's like earthly concerns, being out in the cold. When it's Cups, it's more of like an emotional or spiritual side of things. But something I've noticed, something I always notice when this card comes out, even though it's seen not as a happy card. Like look what's going on. Look what's actually going on in the card. He's looking at these, or the character, if it's a he or she, but they're looking at these 3 cups that are spilled. Right behind him, he's got 2 cups that are still full. And just like 30 paces away, he's got a freaking river. And there's the easy way to cross the river. There's a bridge right behind him, back there. Mountains, which are usually represent, stability and upliftment off there in the distance. So he's so focused on these three cups that are spilled out. He's still got a 2 of Cups sitting right there. And 2 of Cups is one of the best. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Also, again, it's a divine love, divine union. Partnerships of different kinds, but it's usually usually associated with like divine union. He's got a river right over there, dude. could just take those fucking cups and go over there and fill them back up, and they're all full. They're all full. And 5 in numerology, I think, is a very lucky number, from what I understand. It's a good number, very solid, right in the middle. So anyways, there's regret, there's some kind of like disappointment or loss, but the way I always interpret that card, it's a thing of perception. It's not an absolute loss. It's like the focus is on the wrong situation, and maybe, you know, if this reading is for you, maybe you're in the middle of that situation right now. You know, maybe the Page of Cups was running in to give you good news, and somebody tripped him and he spilled that cup and knocked over the other 2 cups, and maybe there was like some really precious, you know, wine or whatever in those chalices. Maybe they weren't just water, so they're like feeling the loss of it. Actually, now I'm looking at the card, 2 of them have red, and 2 of them have red, so like, where we at? You see that? Wine or blood, maybe, and the other one is water. There's probably something deeper in that. Anyways, Page of Cups was coming in and got tripped by a fucking Wile E. Coyote or some narc goblin shitbag, because that's all they do. That's all they fucking do, is try to mess up other people's game. Sad little creatures. But following the 5 of Cups, we got the King of motherfucking Pentacles. It looks like the Emperor, dude. He's got some of that same stuff on his throne, like in the Emperor. Anyway, it looks to me, anyways, it looks like a freaking Aries, like the bull up there on top. Anyways, King of Pentacles, which is like the best. It's like the highest card you can get in the Earth suit. Like all your financial worries, like wealth, businesses, leadership, security, permanent, but also discipline, and being plugged into the Earth element. I'm just noticing this right now on because it doesn't show this on all the decks, but this one, you got Leo and Virgo combined on the King of Pentacles, and again, because I learned my astrology chart a couple years ago and continue to deepen that constantly. I have a really prominent Leo. I mean, I'm like a double Leo, but I have prominent like 5th house and Aries and Virgo placements, and I didn't know about the Virgo stuff up until like very recently, and how powerful it is. And I have it's multiplied because they're earth signs. They're earth signs in Virgo in the 2nd house, which is ruled by Taurus, and which is ruled by Venus, and all the earthly concerns, you know. And it makes sense now why I got into the field that I did 20 years ago, into landscape architecture. Well, 25 years ago, I started doing landscaping. 2001, somewhere right in there. I love the earth. I love working with my hands, and I love like creating and designing, and it's like so fucking magical, so fucking powerful. And it's like, boom, Leo, Leo, Virgo, right there on the fucking card. And then coming back into some of that after quite a few years away from it, it's like, it's absolutely, I know it's a big piece of my path to abundance and solidity and magic, dude. Virgo and Virgo is ruled by Mercury as well as Gemini. Gemini's air sign. Virgo is an earth sign, but it's ruled by Mercury. But Mercury is like a liquid earth, and is connected with the card 1 in tarot, which is the Magician, which is all 4 elements. And if you look at pictures of Mercury, it's always like rainbow colored, metallic, like the planet. In a lot of like photographs of it, it comes up that way. So it is very fucking magical. And then I have one of the other most powerful earth signs as well, right there, conjunct in the 2nd house. And it's like, it's so fucking crazy to all this shit finally makes sense because I learned astrology. So I learned my motherfucking astrology. I'm going to do a whole series on it because I love doing astrology charts, and I'll spend 5 or 6 hours and do like a whole printout and shit like that for people that hire me to do a reading. But it's one of my favorite things to do, man. I'm like so fucking passionate about it because it really is. It's like a soul blueprint, man. There's so much fucking information in there, and it can completely alter the trajectory of your fucking life. Because the things that might have never made sense before, they'll click. They fucking click, man. They fucking click like that. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. All this shit is so crazy. God is just God, the ultimate magician. He's like, sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Look, here's all the answers to everything. If you slow down for a minute and pay attention. Listen to your earth signs. Listen to your fucking earth signs in your chart. Or borrow somebody else's if you don't have any. Anyways, star, 9 of cups. Page of cups. 5 of cups. King of Pentacles. So, I think, going from the 5 of cups, I was saying about that, it's like, okay, you need a new perspective. Yeah, we spilled 3, but we got 2. We got 2, and it's the 2 of cups, and we got a fucking river right there, and we got a bridge to get across the river to go wherever else we need to go on the fucking adventure, man. Come on, Scorpio. Come on, Scorpio. We still got all this shit. We're all good. We're all good. Get the new view. King of Pentacles, sitting right there. It was sitting right there all along. 6 of Wands. I have a funny story for this. I think I mentioned it in one of my other videos. Hold on a second. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab it. There was a tarot deck when I got this, please. They were a little bit water damaged, and most of them I ended up throwing away. There might have been some missing too. I don't really like the decks. I don't like the explanations on it, but every time I get it now, I realize I didn't know what it was. I knew absolutely nothing about the tarot 2 years ago. I was just like, I want to check this out, dude. I want to check this out. But now, 6 of Wands. The Wands is associated with fire. And the 6 of Wands is celebration and the victory march on the white horse. So it's like a homecoming. You see the wreath there on his wand, and it's associated with Leo. Imagine that. Victory march incoming. If this is your reading, incoming. 5 of Wands reverse. It's also a Leo card, but to me, this is like toxic Leo, toxic fire energy of any of the suits. It's fighting, and oftentimes it's like just people attacking, like narcissists and shit like that, doing what they do, doing their dumb games. So the 6 to the 5, but it's reversed. So it's like, you probably had a season of this. You probably had a season of people just fucking attacking and hacking and you've been dealing with fucking narcs, dude. That's all they fucking do. That's all they do. 2, 3, 3, 3. That's all they fucking do. They don't have a life. They can't figure anything out. They can't come up with anything to do. So they just attack other people and then try to tear people down to their level. And then go around shouting about how fucking great they are and how much everyone loves and worships and admires them and adores them. It must be something to have that kind of a fucking life, dude. It must be something. 6 of Swords, also a good card. Kind of similar vibe to the 6 of Wands in a way. 6 of Swords and Cups of Pentacles, which is I guess it's just this one. There's another one. That's actually the one right after this, the Chariot. But the 6 of Swords, Aquarius, air energy. You can see these people. There's like a card of transition and change. There's like 2 figures in the boat and the sword, but they're going across the water, and it's normally normally going to a calmer place, finding peace after long battle, going to calmer waters, and so that fits perfectly after the Five of Wands. The way that I'm reading this one is like the Six of Wands is the victory march, and it's because the Five of Wands has been reversed. All these games, all these fights, all this fake bullshit that they've been doing, it got reversed, and so now you're headed to calmer waters. Now you're headed to good times and great oldies, dude. We need more of that, huh? So that's what's in the cards. That's what's in this reading, anyways. I was gonna do it quick, 25 minutes. I guess that's as quick as I can do it. And we got two more. Chariot again, another card that never made sense to me. Why would the Chariot be Cancer? But it's card 7, and Cancer is month 7, July generally. But it generally has. Did this come out in the last reading I did? Generally has a Chariot with 2 horses or 2 sphinxes, the black and the white, and it's about forward movement and protection and power. Chariots were one of the most powerful things in the armies of old, because between the horses, the mounted horses and the armor and everything all over these, like they just tear through infantry and whatever else. And when you think about a crab and its protection, I don't associate it with fast movement necessarily the way that I would a chariot, but definitely with protection and power. And I was talking about this in the thing I did just the other day on that post. The moon in Cancer is associated with protection and family, especially family, little ones. Looks like this guy is in charge. He's got like this little amulet on his chest too. It's associated with the moon, even though in this one there's no moon anywhere in the image. It's maybe it's in his heart, dude. But he's protecting the whole kingdom. He's got 2 sphinxes, very very mystical. This one, a lot of them it shows 2 horses, a black and a white horse, and right now is the year of the horse, and Jupiter is in Cancer. Jupiter's in Cancer right now, which is my that's where it is in my chart. So this is one of the luckiest years. It's supposed to be one of the luckiest years. It doesn't feel like it. been through more shit than Jesus fucking Christ, man. But I know, especially based on what I went through, what was going on in my last Jupiter return, and the one before that. Being really, really sick and having to leave the place that I had spent the first chunk of my sobriety in. But because in the bigger picture, it wasn't lucky, it wasn't healthy for me to stay there and put down roots in that place. And I've been pretty well displaced since then, the last 12 years. 2013, 2014. I fought for a long time to stay in Oregon because I freaking love it, dude. I love the Northwest, but I can't be somewhere that there's no sun for 10 months out of the year, dude. I'm a fucking Leo. I'm a first house Leo, double. Like, I need to be in the sun most of the time, most of the year. I think I would thrive somewhere tropical, or like semi-tropical. And I love the water, dude. I do. I absolutely love the water. I love swimming. I have a lot of water placements in my chart too, so a lot of fire, a lot of water. But anyways, the Chariot, 6 of Swords going to the Chariot, so movement and protection and safety, and the bigger cycles of our life. Sometimes we can't see what we need and where we're supposed to go, and all the other people involved in our life, and sometimes Spirit has to keep that on the low, hidden, Cancer style, Cancerian style, Scorpion style, Pisces style to an extent. I got kind of a personal beef with all Pisces at this point, but I'll get over it. But yeah, the depths, the emotion, the water, spirit, the hidden things. I think that's a piece of that. the chariot, at least it is in my story and in the way that I read it. So we can't always see the whole picture, the whole big picture. You know, God reveals what needs to be revealed when it needs to be revealed. So, move into calmer waters, dude. Victory is at hand. The fight's over. The fake fights, the fake narcs, the fake bullshit. All the fucking fake bullshit motherfuckers, dude. Fucking goblins. Fucking goblins. You see it? Hierophant at the end. I know this was in the last reading for sure. Taurus, but usually feels more like Capricorn energy to me. The Hierophant. It's like a late Sagittarius or early Capricorn energy. Because it's about law and order and institutions, tradition, religion, society and its rules, social approval, conformity, forgiveness, bonded, mercy, wisdom, trust, and like positions of power and authority, especially within like religious settings and society and stuff like that. So the chariot, then going into the 5. What is that? We have three major arcana, and then a royal. Wait, no, 4. 3 major arcana, and then two from the royalty suites: the King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So that's a good out of 10 cards. Like 6 or 7 are in those like really positive and high level, high power positions. So whatever this. The six of swords bringing you to via the chariot, safety, protection while you move. 31, 32, right when I said that. It's going to be solid. It's going to be safe. It's going to be permanent. You know, as permanent as Earth life can be, and as you want it too. You know, you can always choose whatever you want to choose later on. King of Pentacles is on too. He's right above the Hierophant. So good Earth energy, good Taurus energy. Leo, Virgo, Taurus stacked up. Capricorn, Chariot, Cancer. A lot of water energy. Pisces, Scorpio. Pisces, Scorpio. Aquarius. The Star. Even though it's Aquarius, too, both of these have like really significant water imagery in them as well, too. Notice that. And the Aquarius is the water bearer, even though somewhere I heard that those were actually like supposed to represent electricity. Because of Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, which is electricity, and electricity is associated with angels, the angelic power, the angelic element, the 5th element, or the 6th element, or the 7th element. I don't know. It's different. It's not earth or water, fire, though. I like the Chinese system too. It doesn't totally resonate with me, but it's very interesting, and I've gotten some good stuff out of it, especially the Bagua and the feng shui stuff. Years ago, I was looking into it in a little bit more depth, but the metal, wood, and earth does kind of make sense to separate them out on some levels, even though those are all kind of like earth type of things. But hope you enjoyed. Love you guys, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share if you want, if you like it, and let me know what you thought of this reading. I swear to God, I'll try to do a quick reading someday. every time I do. This one I was really like, I gotta do homework tonight too. Shit. I was gonna try to do just a really quick breeze through, but then when I start looking at the cards, I'm like, I get so excited because of all this shit, and because how much of a freaking impact it's made on my life, dude. These things can really be life altering and life saving, even. But astrology, I think, to me, it makes more sense to learn astrology first, even though most of the tarot readers that I know on YouTube, like, they don't talk about astrology much or even follow it. So sometimes they'll mention it in terms of, just kind of what's going on in the freaking thing, like right now. But to me, it makes more sense to learn the astrology because it's the basis of all of it, and it helps to understand like the undercurrents of the language. You know what I'm saying? At least it has in my case, and that's why I love it so much. So, with that, I'm out. Love you guys.